I want to talk about the Heroes Bill in a moment, but this is a very serious health threat. You are second in line for the presidency. Has the White House contacted you about the continuity of government?
No, they haven't, but that is an ongoing, not with the White House, but with the military. No, they haven't, but that is an ongoing, not with the White House, but with the military, quite frankly, in terms of some officials in the government. But let us just all pray for the president's health. Thank God the vice president has tested negatively, and the second lady as well. So again, that continuity of government is always in place. I always say it's a relic of the past. I always say it's a relic of the past. It's a relic of the past, but nonetheless, they say we have our job we have to do, and this is what we'll do. So I wouldn't go so much to that.
As many of you know, on September 17th of this past year, 2020, I filed this contract herein with the branches of the military, as well as with Fema, as well as with the U.S. Supreme Court. And in doing so, it maintained what we call the rules of the continuance of the evidence, or the continuance of the facts, which is one of the most important things that we must maintain as we maintain the continuity of the federal postal government. And you'll see things from the past where you'll see senators get up and they'll talk about the continuity of the government. And we've seen this recently on a video that I've watched that I'm going to be publishing with this. And you'll see a woman talking about has she been contacted for the continuity of the government by the White House. And you'll watch her confess in front of you that it's not the White House that's in charge of that. It is actually the military. And what this is stemming from, and she calls it an old relic situation, what that is actually talking about is the fact that in 1999, the United States and the United States of America came out of international bankruptcy and ceased to exist. What that means is there is no Congress and there is no president. But to maintain the illusion of the continuity of government, they keep that in place so that the people don't go into chaos here, because it's a very confusing thing and people could get out of control. So I comprehend why the military is doing that. But make no wrong about it. The U.S. military is under commands on a muster-roll for a performance. And in that performance, any congressperson who is fake, which they all are, because the United States Congress ceased to exist in 1999. Anyone that passes a legislation bill against the people to where they try to force vaccines on us, force us to wear masks, force us to a situation on a pantomime hoax of this fraud virus, this cold, the common cold that is going around, where they're wrong representing the construct of why people are dying and making these false numbers and these fake things. Any congressman that passes a law that forces vaccines upon the American people, the U.S. military, it is your job to throw those congressmen or women in the FEMA camps. That is your job. Simultaneously, the American people are not a part of your pantomime hoax of wearing masks. We are not going to participate with that. We're not going to participate with any vaccines. That is not within the construct of who we are as a people. We're not going to be tricked into your fake games. The U.S. military, it's your job to throw those congressmen and women in the FEMA concentration camps. The American citizens are not to go into the American concentration camps, American FEMA concentration camps. Those are designed for those that place their false scams against we the people. Fact is, the American citizens need to wake up. There is no Congress. They're flaunting it right in front of your face. They're telling you, but they're not coming clean with you because they want to keep this pantomime, this fakeness of this Congress and this fake president, the situation so that people don't get out of control. It's the U.S. military's job to follow their chain of command, because I have maintained the rules of the continuance of the evidence. The continuity of the government is always in place because I maintain the rules of the continuance of evidence with the bills of the ladings which the military was participating with in the largest court-martialing in the history of planet Earth. That was corporation case RR 385-460-312 US. There are many terms and closures on contract that the Senior Executive Council for the military, as well as FEMA employees, as well as the current U.S. military, must comply with to maintain the rules of the continuance of the evidence. So the roles and continuances on the tranching for the contracts is complete. And the military comprehends what that means.
That continuity of government is always in place. I always say it's a relic of the past. I always say it's a relic of the past. It's a relic of the past, but nonetheless, they say we have our job we have to do, and this is what we'll do. So I wouldn't go so much to that.
When you hear this woman on this video speak, she makes a comment. They say we have our jobs that we have to do. Well, the they that they're talking about is the Senior Executive Council, as well as the FEMA employees, the heads of FEMA. And what they're the job that they must do is they must maintain the fakeness of what they're doing, the fake president, the fake presidential elections, the fake Congress, so that it does not create a form of chaos in society, and that it doesn't become panic on the streets. It's our job as citizens of this country to have closure of who our slaves are, our public servants, and to give them the closure so they don't put our lives in harm's way. Governments exist because we the people allow. And without our knowledge of knowing what's happening, and without our rules of the continuance of the evidence, which I have maintained, this is what gives me a tactical control of this theater. And this theater is in the now-space. And knowing and learning your grammar and getting your grammar correct will facilitate performances in your life where you don't have to go to the concentration camps, where you don't have to wear the masks, where you don't have to fall for this fake legislation, because all of it is run under fakeness. And it all stems from the 1999 bankruptcy, when the United States government came out of bankruptcy. I hope this helps the American citizens, as well as the U.S. military's forces, to know their jobs, to know their roles, and to comply with the continuance of the evidence to maintain the continuity of the government. Thank you very much.